okay, we haven't thought of it from this angle, but what if we just close the store? Just lean into the sign at this point.
I actually have thought about it at that angle, and there is a part of me that's thinking that Dan maybe subconsciously or consciously did this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I think about it, the less mad I am. So, yeah, just let's get out the clearance stickers, dude.
I mean, it's either that or pony up another $65 for a new sign.
No, I don't think we'd barely make that on selling everything at like a loss. So,
mm-hmm.
How many feet pictures I had to sell to get this thing?
Yeah, but we tried twice, right? We failed. We tried to pick ourselves back up, and we failed again.
I mean, if you think about it that way, we've really tried, like, I don't know, 143 times at this point.
You guys are a bunch of fucking losers. We can do this. Like, come on.
Okay. I wish I had your blind confidence.
Well, I wish I had your spelling ability, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be all right.
Who's
We're
this
not
guy?
even open.
Tring. Hey, is this some... I saw the sign outside. Is this like a video store? You guys are closing? Is there like a big closeout sale?
Hey.
It's 2/3.
I don't know.
I think, have it.
Just load up a wheelbarrow or whatever. And
You still got to give us money.
You got a 20 in your pocket?
Yeah. For what? For Mission Impossible on beta, yeah, I've got a 20 in my pocket.
Shit,
we don't have that.
I think somebody needed that.
Why is that here?
Wait, it's been a while. Were we holding on to that for a while?
Yeah, I think I signed for it like a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm the only one in here, so finders keepers.
Sure.
I'm the one with the 20.
Yeah.
What else you got over here? There's a medieval, lost world, ancient. What do you have in that section?
That's a Quran question.
You'll never believe. All right.
it's old stuff, dude.
I love old stuff. It's kind of my thing.
Old things in movies.
Yeah, I tried to put antiques up there, but he started yelling at me. He said no. I was like, it's old stuff. Like, we can half rental, half antique. Come on.
I was wondering why there's a glass bottle of peach knee-high next to a VHS of Pinocchio's Revenge.
$5.
Yeah, you got to pay for that knee-high, dude.
Yeah, that's not in the 20.
That's not
included.
A bundle.
It's not included.
Not a bundle deal.
I don't want that.
Well, you kind of got, if you take the movie, you got to take the knee-high. That's how it works.
It's a bundle deal, but then I have to pay for the other thing in the bundle.
$40 for everything on that shelf. Come on.
I'm beginning to see why you guys are going out of business. This makes no fucking sense.
We went to college. We know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we canonically did night school.
Yeah. And in real life, 2/3 of us graduated college. Well, I think yeah. What do you want from us, man? Everything on these shelves, this is stupid. These are all dead formats. Fuck it.
Hey, like I said, that's kind of my thing. So when you ask, what do I want from you? Anything you'll give me other than the peach knee high, I don't want that.
Just drink a little bit of it.
Take a little sip.
It's fun.
It's homemade.
And yes, is the seal already broken? Of course it is.
They had to test it when it came in.
I'm feeling all right.
That's fine.
I don't think soda's supposed to have sediment.
Let's just say we topped it off, if you catch my drift.
Put a little salt around that rim.
I do, and that makes me want it less.
You go to a fancy bar, the Grey Goose is already open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no complaints.
All right.
Yeah, but they go through that in a night.
Listen, I'm not going to keep pushing this wheelbarrow behind you unless you're going to start filling it up with some stuff. So,
all right. Flesh and Blood, that looks good. Put that in there.
Still in the ancient time section, I see.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I think we did a lot of those, right? There's
Was it ancient?
Right? There's like 2 or 3 of those.
Rumpelstiltskin, get that in there.
Oh. A man who appreciates fine comedy,
part
I
ways
see.
with that, Kron?
We'll let it go.
I'm giving you the finger.
Mm-hmm. He loves it.
Batman Forever, throw that in the fucking trash. I don't need that shit.
All right, fuck you.
I can tell from this guy's face.
Push your own wheelbarrow.
He loves when Rumpelstiltskin gives the middle finger, dude.
Yeah, I do. What else is there? I mean, suggestions maybe. There's a lot of shit in here. It's not very well organized.
Oh, take zombies armies. Take those.
I'll have one zombies armies.
Yeah. Gosh, so many.
I mean, I guess you could take. I do have one that I held behind the counter.
No, what's that?
I guess tonight we could discuss Kinjite, forbidden subjects. Welcome back, everybody, to the 5-Day Rentals Podcast. This is the only video store podcast currently running on fumes. Saying goodbye. Each week we take turns picking a flick that we think meets a fun, non-genre specific category. This round's category is farewell. Actors, directors, composers, whatever you like, but it's gotta be the last thing they did. And guys, I thought, kind of a somber category. Let's go out on a feel-good movie. We're watching Kinjite. I couldn't do it alone. Joined as always by 2 guys who are mysteriously missing their wristwatches. Bones and Laundry Dan, say hey.
You should have seen it. Dan no more finished the first one, and then he asked for mine.
They're delicious.
This guy's got a taste for fake gold, man.
That's fake?
Yeah.
Oh, man. A pure tin carrot just fills you up in such the
I mean,
right way.
it says Rodex on it. What are you?
I worked really hard painting that in. All right.
I thought Kron was huffing again.
I had my G-Shock. I spray painted it, put a little stencil on it.
Guys, we're not alone tonight. Joining us on this special occasion, you could call this guy at this point the Charles Bronson expert. You could find him talking about his favorite Bronson movie on his own podcast, Dead Formats. That's right. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Or you could find him talking about, what's this? Kinjite, forbidden subjects, on our good friends podcast, Waxing the Porpoise. Everybody give it up. It's Chris from Dead Formats. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
What's up? Yeah, Kron reached out to me and I did ask, is there any other Charles Bronson movie we could talk about? And he said it's not a Charles Bronson category. And I was like, I kind of just talked about Kinjite not that long ago, but I decided I got to kind of position myself as like the Charles Bronson expert that people ask to be on their shows. So if anyone wants to talk Charles Bronson movies, I'm here. I'm available.
Yeah, hit him up for more Kinjite records.
There's probably still going to be more left unsaid even after this episode.
You mean he didn't say it all? Jeez.
It's layered.
All right, dudes. Category is farewell. This is J. Lee Thompson's final crack behind the director's chair. You guys seen much J. Lee Thompson?
You think that's his problem? Is that he never sat in the chair? That he was like always standing behind it?
Yeah, I imagine his teeth were fucking rattling, so probably couldn't sit still very long.
What was the question?
Just how familiar are you with J. Lee Thompson's work, and have you dove deep into that catalog?
I mean, at first glance, when I think him, I think a guy who could have had he's a decade or two later, but like a John Ford sort of career. And then it seemed like maybe actually, you know what? Let's take it more modern. Maybe like a Ridley Scott, like semi-prestige, and then just said fuck it towards the end and was just able to knock shit out.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, he did the original Cape Fear, right? That's him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Bones. He is like, I don't know, like I would say like journeyman auteur, like 1 foot in churning shit out, but also like there's an unhinged quality to especially everything after Conquest of the Planet of the Apes that I really enjoy. I would be like fine saying he's one of my favorite directors because I like a lot of his movies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he's got a good mix in there. Happy Birthday to Me. I've seen The White Buffalo. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Yeah, it does seem like... Oh, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was just going to say, like, started out, I would say, making more prestige kind of stuff, and then kind of slowly transitioned into canon, burn and churn kind of filmmaking.
For sure. I mean, like you mentioned Cape Fear. Also, one of his older films I watched called Yield to the Night, which came out in like 56, I believe. You would never guess that if all you've seen is his canon films, you would never guess that J. Lee Thompson would make a movie like that. It's a very like slow, pensive, female-centered movie about a woman inmate on death row. And then you get Kinjite.
Yeah,
man contains multitudes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's the other... I mean, had you guys all seen Kinjite before this viewing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, I assume so based on not getting any text of like, what the fuck is this? Because there's some weird subject matter stuff in this movie.
We haven't... I don't feel like we've had to walk on eggshells like this in a while.
It's in poor taste, to say the least, I guess.
It's just odd. I mean, I'm not remembering anything in poor taste necessarily in like Murphy's Law or Firewalker or, I mean, King Solomon's Mine. It's probably some racial politics that don't age well in that. But 10 to Midnight, Evil That Men Do, like his little last run with Bronson, they've all got some fucking stink on them, dude. Like,
I mean, the one Dan mentioned, White Buffalo, super racist.
Yeah.
There's a super racist character in it.
I think I've been very vocal on this. I think even when we did Yes, Virginia on Dead Formats, Chris, Messenger of Death, has one of the most disturbing sequences that I think about almost as much as I think about the movie Elephant. Like, it crushed me. I was like, well, no, this is supposed to be like a goofy Charles Bronson movie. What the fuck?
Are you talking about like the opening sequence?
The opening, yeah, that and more of the old man's response when he comes to the place and realizes what happened.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes later, when Bronson just nonchalantly opens up a newspaper and, did you see my story on the massacre? Like, oh, okay, we're just blowing through this. I don't want to ruin it for you guys if you haven't seen it, but fucking
I
harsh.
actually rewatched that one and a couple of the other Bronson, J. Lee Thompson ones. The only two I haven't seen with those two are St. Ives and Cabo Blanco. I'm kind of like saving them, although I feel like they came at a different time in both of these men's careers, that it's not going to give me the unhinged quality that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost positive I've taken several naps through St. Ives. Like, you know, I started watching A Death Wish, fell asleep, and then St. Ives auto played on Tubi or Pluto or some shit.
Well, so I didn't watch it for this, but I did skip through it, and it is the second Charles Bronson movie where they're in a cafeteria style restaurant talking about pie. So
I wonder which one suggested, like, well, it worked in that movie. Let's just plug that back in.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, it's in the latter half, but I would say my favorite of his that I've seen, and particularly with Bronson, is 10 to Midnight. I think it rides the line of being sleazy and campy and fun the right way. And this one is just a spoiler. This one's a fucking mess. This movie sucks.
One thing that I do say about J. Lee Thompson, though, is that he's a guy that stepped into two separate franchises in the fourth movie, like Death Wish and Planet of the Apes, and somehow made like my favorite of those franchises. And I think that that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I like Death Wish 3 an awful lot, but the Crackdown for like, it's probably right up there. I mean, that might be number 2 for me.
Shares quite a bit of cast with this movie as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I guess we're there. I mean, why don't we just rate my Letterboxd and get into this thing?
Dan, you want to go first?
Currently sitting at a, 2.8 average Letterboxd score.
Cron Howard, I think I'm going to lock you in at a 3.0.
This is interesting because I hope that Cron is logical, objective, and smart enough to realize that this is a bad movie. But the fact that he brought it to the show means it's got some stank to it. So I'm going to edge down just a little bit. I'm going to go to 2.5 for Cron.
I think 3.0.
All right. We'll see if anyone is correct at the end of the episode, but until then, this is Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects from 1989, directed by his last movie, J. Lee Thompson. All right, guys, we open up with the beautiful Canon Films logo. You love seeing it roll across the screen. A man opens a briefcase. Inside, he's got a riding crop and a giant jar of Vaseline. Never a good start. Meanwhile, a woman is undressing. This guy reaches back into the briefcase. Oh no, he's got a giant dildo in there.
Cron, did you do the Leo Once Upon a Time?
Hey. No, I went to the Internet Movie Dildo Base and tried to reference what model that was.
Oh, that's the mini of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, $78 on eBay. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Used.
Stained.
Dude, if you could get the 1983 pocket pussy from 10 to Midnight and the dildo from Kinjite.
There's got to be one super fan out there, right? That
Me. I mean, that's like, this is the most canon opening to a film ever. You just get the logo, Vaseline, and then Charles Bronson. That distills this production company down to just its essence.
We cut over to the mean streets of L.A. Our hero, Lieutenant Crow, played by Charles Bronson, and his partner are on a stakeout. These guys are just... What?
Hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Protagonist.
Guy we follow throughout the movie. I mean, he's like hero by default, right? Like, who's better in the movie than him? Like, if you're the least bad, does that make you the hero?
You know what? There's a sequence where my note will be talking about how there's one particular cop that seems like the best guy in the entire movie. And it's a bummer that he's only in one sequence.
All right, fair. Bronson and his partner are discussing LA food options. Bronson's partner says something about St. Maxine's, and then he says the vegetables look like baby doo-doo. Very strange line read on that delivery.
Baby doo-doo. Yeah, it's fucking weird. And maybe this is a good time to talk about,
baby
you know, because Charles Bronson's response, like, everyone kind of has like a Charles Bronson impression. I guess Hank Azaria is probably the most famous, but like, they never quite get it right because he has like a really weird pronunciation of things. Like when he says, like, people want to go back to pot roast and mashed potatoes. It's
pot
like
roast.
His O's, like, there's one in 10 to Midnight where he's like, the only way to stop him is to put him away. And it's like, yeah, you guys get like the nasally, but I feel like I've never seen someone completely just like nail a Charles Bronson impression.
Yeah, it's tough when you don't pronounce any syllable the same within the same sentence.
How do you hook into the impression when
yeah,
no two deliveries are alike?
He also does the thing that like immediately tips me off that someone is not American. Like, for instance, when I watched Arrested Development the first time Portia de Rossi said the word anything. Like, anything is like a thing that people seem to not pronounce correctly if they're from the UK. Like, it's like an anything. It's slightly different. And Charles Bronson does that, but he's from America, so I don't know what he's doing.
Also, he doesn't seem like the type of guy that's highlighting a script to say like, oh, this is an emotional sentence. This reference is like, this should spark that I'm nervous. So or I'm upset. Because in a moment he's like, reminds me of my daughter. Like, this is a brutal thing to be making that connection. And he's just like, oh yeah, I have a daughter too.
After this baby doo-doo line, Bronson does say he likes the world better when it was pot roast and mashed potatoes. Already, you know, setting up, we've got some old white guy energy that's going to fill the rest of this movie. They see a car pull up. Bronson says, it's that sleazebag Duke. Duke pulls up to the hotel with a young lady. He sends her in. Bronson and his partner think this girl's pretty young, probably a minor. They decide they're going to go investigate. They work their way up to the hotel room. They kick in the door and yell, I thought I heard screaming. And Bronson just starts beating the shit out of this John in the hotel.
This guy's got a fucking cage in Moonstruck sort of delivery with the, hey man.
I was, he sounds like a Tim Robinson character out of I Think You Should Leave. He's,
Yeah.
You fuckhead, you fucker.
Bronson says, now listen, you're going to sign a statement that says Duke brings these underage girls to you. You got it? This guy's reluctant. He's like, Duke will kill me. Bronson says, well, you're going to feel what these kids feel then. We quickly cut over to Bronson at home. He's washing his hands. His wife walks up. He says, I don't think I'm going to be able to eat dinner tonight. I did something bad, something stupid at work today.
Before he kicked that dude through that wardrobe like he was kicking him back to Narnia.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It's like, God damn.
Yeah, normally you need Leon's axe to be able to get into a wardrobe like that.
Is that how the story, is that how it really is?
In Resident Evil 9, yeah. That's the... Grace can't get into those cabinets, but Leon can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read that in your crossover script, Resident Evil wardrobe.
Yeah, so Dan, sometimes you gotta backtrack through the same area as different characters to get different stuff.
Did you guys get that the gun that was turning people's TVs off?
Yeah, I never had a problem with it. Did you hear about that, Bones?
No, not at all.
It was like when some people, it's like a specific TV brand, but it's like when they shoot the Requiem gun, it will just turn their TV off.
Awesome.
It like hard reboots it.
Shit's so powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the top comment on the Reddit post that I saw was like, that's Grace getting concussed from the kickback.
Yeah. Yeah, so he fucking rapes this guy with a dildo.
Yeah.
And probably fucked up my pension.
Mm-hmm.
Remember pensions? That was a big deal in like all cop movies. Oh yeah, we don't remember them.
They never existed in my lifetime.
Did he not wash his? Did he not wash his hands like all the way home? Just like hold
It
him up.
is the best cut from scene to scene, possibly ever. Like if you were cutting it as a comedy, rapes a dude with a dildo. Next scene, he's washing his hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can eat tonight.
It does imply that he did not wash his hands until he got back home.
Yeah. If I'm cutting that, if I'm storyboarding this, I want to cut to the wife putting a meat thermometer in the pot roast.
Yeah, that Kuleshov effect.
He washes his hands. He comes back. Germex.
I don't think I can eat your pot roast tonight.
I mean, it's not like he lied or stole or did drugs, you know? Those are like bad things. He just raped a guy with a dildo. So,
yeah.
You know.
So I was thinking about this as I was watching it last week. Kron, I went back and forth. I was like, the guy kind of painted me in a corner, but then also at the same time, it's like, nah, I do sort of feel like that. This is a very fascist movie. It's very old man. Yeah, if you just went around and raped all these guys, you'd fix it sort of behavior. And there is a Jack Reacher Equalizer part of me that's like, yeah, these really ridiculous guys should be punished. But there's like zero actual police work done in this movie.
I mean, I guess the difference is like the classic stereotype would be like, well, I'll just go kill all these guys. Like I'll become a vigilante cop that
he already did that for 4 movies at this point.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like that would at least be the normal trope, saying I'm gonna dildo all these guys in the assholes. I mean, that is a different take, you know?
Well, all he cares about is Duke. Like all the other crime is going on all in front of him, and he's like, this Duke guy.
Mm.
But
yeah, I mean,
you were approached by your fucking antagonist, and you only go as far as throwing a hot dog in his face. Like, that seems like grounds to take his ass in and shut down his whole operation, right? Like, that seems like enough problem. It's major problem with the movie. Sorry. Please continue. I just wanted to get ahead of the Bones thinking that this was too fascist thing. It's like, yes, but also I still stand by, like, you can fight fire with fire. This movie just doesn't know how to execute it.
What you're saying is we need more good guys with dildos?
Yes. Guys that are trained with dildos, that go through sensitivity training, that aren't dildo happy. They're not dildo itchy, you know?
Mhm.
A traffic stop shouldn't turn into a cop pulling out his dildo.
And a dildo should never make you itchy.
The dildo in their hand shouldn't make them inherently feel more powerful. It should be a tool like any other that they can use.
But that's also not to say I'm not against private citizens owning dildos either. Okay? If you want to open carry your dildo, that's the word. I respect the Constitution. That's fine. But amendments exist for a reason. Now, guys out here that have high-powered dildos, is that necessary? What are you fucking on the weekends that require full automatic dildo?
Deer?
Unnecessary.
Yeah, your big game. You can't take it out with a semi-auto dildo.
You can have a single-shot dildo for that. Get good. If you...
What's the rubber bullet of the dildo? Just the tip?
I think it's the bullet.
A less lethal dildo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could put a little vibrator up in some of those.
Then you're going to have guys coming with the 7 dildo, and it's like, nah, man.
Well, you're going to have these stupid fucking dildo show loopholes where guys can't have, full automatic dildos, but they're putting the right ball sack attachment on them, to...
Mm-hmm. Oh, like a ghost dildo that has no labeling and...
Yeah, I was gonna say. Then you can have these guys 3D printing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
scraping the serial number off their dildo.
It's got to be pedantic dildo guy here, and just like a lot of people think AR stands for ass raper, but it really stands for Armalite reamer. So the ban on ass reamers is clearly just coming from libs that have never held a dildo in their life.
Mm-hmm. And listen, I'm not a pro dildo guy necessarily. I respect the right of people to do that. I like seeing dildos in movies, okay? But the John Dick movies, all right? That's fantasy. I recognize that guy is fucking crazy with a dildo and taking out 100 guys, but that's fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dildos don't kill people.
Okay, Keanu Reeves did a lot of work out on the dildo range to be really responsible, and there's no deaths on that.
Yeah, I mean, dildos are banned in China, but you still have mass butt pluggings there, so
yeah,
you can ban the dildos all you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you look at places in Europe, and sure, I mean, dildos are outlawed, but people just, they crudely carve a piece of wood, and it's essentially the same exact thing. All right, guys. Bronson says, let's just say fuck it and get out of here. How about I retire? We get a little cottage upstate.
His wife says Carmel specifically.
That's right.
Clint Eastwood was mayor of Carmel. His term ended 2 months before the film started shooting, but I don't know.
I think
seems like ships in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how this town's really supposed to be ran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you thought it was bad when Eastwood was running the show, till Bronson steps up. His wife says, whatever you did at work, I'm sure this guy just got your Irish up. I didn't know if I should put that in my notes. Is that?
That's
Here,
something
smell my finger.
you're allowed to say that.
Okay.
Yeah, that falls in the thin grouping that we can still say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Thank
allowed to say
God.
the rest of the things they say in the movie, so.
Okay, I'll kick it over to you whenever we get there.
We might need you to post your 23andMe or something
Okay.
just to cover our ass.
We cut over now to Tokyo, Japan. A bunch of salarymen are learning how to deal in American business customs. They're doing a little role play. This guy, Hada, he's fucking it all up. First he bows. Then he starts going on about how his bowels aren't working for the last few days. Instructor's like, no. Although practices like this are normal in Japan.
Did Bronson get a hold of him too?
What? Of his bowels? Yeah. Deleted scene, dude.
You ain't gonna
gotta
shit
get
right for a week.
You gotta get the Blu-ray. He says any discussion about what's going on below the belt in the West, it's Kinjite, a forbidden subject.
Yeah, couple things. Like, it's so weird how they portray Japanese people as like super high tech, but also like not understanding. Like, it's like, yes, Japan famously, their culture is just super open and crude, and everyone's constantly talking about bowels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? If that's it, the guy that wrote this, like, has he ever met a Japanese person?
Well, and we're also supposed to believe that this guy is like rising in the ranks of his corporate office, and he can't remember to not bow. He can't, like, these are basic things that he should be learning that he's like failing at.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, I mean, it's one thing to say like, oh, the guy's like basically a sexual predator, but it's another to be like, oh, he's an idiot on top of that. Like, okay.
I mean, maybe it's that classic kind of fail upwards thing, though. You know, like they're tired of dealing with him at headquarters, so ship this guy overseas. You know?
But I guess it's too much to just pay another guy to learn 5 lines to be the butt of this joke. And Hada's just sitting there like smiling, like, what an idiot.
Now we have to find 2 Japanese American actors.
He's not even Japanese.
Oh. All right, then.
Are you going to tell me they didn't even go to Tokyo?
I would doubt it. I would. When all the footage of Japan is just that famous crosswalk in Tokyo, you got to assume it's pulled out of a vault somewhere.
I can't believe that Golan and Globus in the late 80s wouldn't pony up the dough it would take to go shoot those scenes.
But also, like, Kinjite does not mean what they say it means in this movie. Like, they say it means, like, it's basically taboo, but it's more like the word that you would use for someone doing a foul in a sport. Like, it's more like saying a pitcher balked in baseball. Like, it has really nothing to do with this.
It worked on me, dude. I don't know anything. I just took it at face value.
This is why we hire Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Hire implies payment.
Yeah, Kron will send you some money.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll talk about that off air. We see Hada out for a night on the town. He ties one on way too tight and struggles to walk home. Him and his wife start arguing, and of course his kids can hear all of this. Walls in the house are made out of paper. I mean, they look really nice, but people are going to hear you talking.
That's the worst. You're drunk and then you got to argue with your wife when you get home. Like, come on, just, you know, you can't argue with a drunk person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're the drunk person in that scenario, so I feel bad for your wife, not you.
Dan's 90 8% always the drunk person in that scenario.
99.
All right, fair enough.
Plus, that's dangerous, dude. You're going through one of those walls.
Yeah.
If I go through them, I try to take my shoes off.
Cut to Bronson. He's taking his daughter to an arena football game.
I don't want to blow past the fact that Hada tells his wife that her sexual gifts are few and bitter. I feel like that's a very particularly harsh line that we really shouldn't.
Isn't there another part in this movie where it's like they finally start hooking up and it's like after so many years or something, one of them says? Like it implies that they don't have sex with each other at all?
He's too busy looking at that fucking porn manga. He's porn pilled. You gotta save your chi up.
Yeah, but also you have to use the chi for your body to learn that it needs to create chi. So there's a fine line there. Okay.
Wait, is jizz called chi in Japan?
It's Kinjite, dude.
Oh, okay.
We don't talk about that.
Crazy enough, also at this arena football game is Duke and his main goon. Seems like these two are looking through binoculars for ladies they can bring into their operation. Duke clocks Bronson and follows him to concessions.
The B-roll of Bronson giving like fists of yes, like cheering at the game. Is that the most excited he is in the last 20 years of his career? Like he's clapping and excited. I can't think of another film from this era where he was chipper.
I mean, I can't think of a film from any era of Bronson. Isn't he always kind of like stone-faced and...
Yeah. I mean, this has to be the last... maybe the swim meet is the most recent footage of him being happy.
Fair enough. But it ends on such a downer, though, man. I don't know how... Between that scene and the fucking uncomfortable priest scene, I'm like, what are you now making me supposed to think about this fucking guy?
Mm-hmm.
But
also, like, this is the only season that the LA Cobras played, and this game ended in a tie, 37-37. It is the first tie in arena football history.
Wow. Did they not have overtime in arena football?
I've not watched a single game of that, so I have no idea.
Clear the floor. They got fucking Monster Jam coming in that arena the next day, dude. They got to bring in the dirt.
Bronson has a beautiful assortment of hot dogs all ready to go, but Duke walks up. He starts telling him that he was admiring the nice piece of poon pie that was sitting next to him. I felt bad even writing it in my notes, man.
Yeah, I think it's his Duke's partner who, I don't know if he has a name. Somehow that guy is worse than Duke. He has all of the worst lines.
They tell Bronson he can make $5,000 a week if he just starts working with Duke. Bronson punches all the hot dogs right into his face.
And
Put it on the list.
The 14-year-old girls coo over how extreme and cool her dad is.
Mm-hmm.
He's extreme.
I mean, he is pretty cool. Gets jazzed up about arena football and delivers unsanctioned vengeance on people.
So he just leaves?
Yeah, I get. I mean, ended in a tie. Like you weren't going to have a fun night anyway.
No, this is another chance to arrest Duke. She doesn't take.
Duke didn't do anything.
He straight up.
He says things. Charles Bronson's the one that smashes hot dogs into his face.
Okay, but
What do you mean there's not going to be another season?
so when he dildoed this dude in the butt, what, a week ago or 2 days ago, and the guy didn't say like, "Oh, Duke did this," and you've got Duke right here covered in mustard, bring his ass in.
In public, though.
Well, I thought it implied that the guy was not willing to to like sign a written statement.
Nah, once he got fucking nut deep, dude, he was,
You think he was ready to talk?
yo, hell yeah.
We cut back to Tokyo. Hada gets on a very crowded train. He sees a guy reach down and start sexually assaulting this lady. He's intrigued by this. I mean, Chris, this has everything you love. Charles Bronson and groper trains.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, not to stereotype, but this is definitely an issue. In Japan, there are no less than 236 groper train films, one of which we have covered on Dead Formats, Groper Sucking Train.
I thought that was a fishing video when I looked at the, like,
Grouper.
yeah, I was like, I'm not a bass master. I'm going to skip this one. Sorry, man.
Let's see. He goes to talk to his boss about this later. He's all like, if she didn't like it, why didn't she cry out? His boss is like, it's the shame. Better to deal with it than let everyone know about your shame.
This is
Rough.
terrible. This is terrible.
Yeah. And then he tells him, by the way, you're going to be watching all the Dodgers games from the stadium. We're sending you to LA, baby.
Woo!
Ooh, Tani.
Yeah.
It's just a weird conversation, right? Like, your subordinate tells you, like, I saw a groping
She
on
was
the train.
having an orgasm.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, guess what? You're going to LA, buddy. I think I'd at least be like, let's get a second evaluation scheduled for this guy.
He's the top guy, dude. What are you talking about?
I guess. Back over in the States, Duke's fucking around. He gets in his car, but Bronson is waiting in the passenger seat. He's like, hey, man, you got nothing on me.
So he can find Duke when he wants.
Well, just this once.
Okay.
Duke says, I suggest you leave
The
before
third
I...
fucking time. Fucking see Duke.
He
3
doesn't
times.
have hard evidence on him, dude.
What? He watches him drop the girl off at the fucking hotel.
This guy's worried about hard evidence. The guy who kicks down doors and yells, I heard a scream.
I guess, but it's like if you bring him in, is it just going to fall apart once it goes to trial, you know?
All right.
Should be like the third bad lieutenant.
I would say, okay,
He sucks.
let's say he's locked up in jail for 24 hours. That's 24 hours that his fucking victims aren't being peddled out.
Yeah, he's not looking at hungry kids getting off the bus.
I think that other guy who says Poon Pie can just pick up the operation, though.
He seems to be
All right.
a little bit, yeah.
I think he just likes saying poon pie.
Those kids
I don't like saying it, dude. I don't know his name. I don't
It's
know if they give him
Levon,
one.
apparently. I don't think it's ever said in the movie.
Did you write poon pie guy?
I think I started saying his head goon eventually in my notes.
Head poon?
Poon,
Yeah,
Poon Pie Pal.
his poon goon.
I used to write dirty letters with a friend back and forth, and we called each other our Poon Pals.
I was going to say, like, whenever I go to Vegas, that's a lot of people do craps or poker, but I play Poon Pie Guy. That's my thing.
You go in the month of Poon?
That's
All
too
right.
hot down there, dude.
Duke
Dry,
says that-
too, which is never
Is it-
what you
yeah.
want.
Murph and Greg were like, Poon. Oh, yeah. All right.
Duke says, I suggest you leave before and Bronson says, what? Call the cops? You and me, we're going for a drive. If you give me any shit, I'm going to blow off your kneecaps. Bronson has this guy drive to an abandoned lot. Duke says, what the fuck is this? You're in the wrong line of work. What do you make, $35K a year? Look at this watch. A Presidente? I can't remember what watch this is.
I think
So
it just says President Face.
Okay, President face with diamonds. Says it's worth $25,000. How about you take this and we never see each other again? Bronson says, I'd like to shove this watch up your ass, but I don't want to dirty my fingers, so you're going to have to eat it.
She knows from personal experience a few days ago.
That shit stayed under my nails for a week.
Yeah,
I
he
got
knows,
pink eye.
he knows how gross it is to walk around with human shit on your hands now.
The whole family got it. I prepared the chicken wrong.
I had to tell my wife I farted on a pillow.
He doesn't cook dinner, dude.
No, I can't put your contact in.
Bronson forces him to swallow his watch. Duke says, Jesus, I'm going to die. Bronson says, no, you're not. But you're going to have to put your head between your legs to tell the time.
That requires surgery to get out, right? Like, that's not coming out your ass, right?
Puke it up.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if you could you swallow a watch?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, to be honest, it's probably not making it past the esophagus.
yeah. I imagine it get lodged and you'd like suffocate. Bronson also loads some trash into the back of his car, lights it on fire. You get a pretty decent car explosion here, so that's always fun. Hada and his family arrive in America.
After he blows up his car, he says a line that's like, dead, and it's like, couldn't do a second take. I also, like, I watched the tape. I went back. Sometime between Death Wish 3 and this movie, he must have gotten dentures. It's very noticeable. Like, there's a pronounced lisp, and he is very mush-mouthed in this movie.
Maybe he was just drinking a little, you know?
It's a possibility.
Hada and family arrive in America. We cut to some short time in the future. Hada's taking his kids to school. Says he's going to be home late. He has a client dinner that evening. We see Duke out cruising the streets. They see a couple kids fresh off the bus. They're about to try to take these two, but Duke spots Bronson and his partner at a little diner.
Dan, is this one of the best performances in the movie? Like, these poor kids, like, longing over a cheeseburger.
Dude, I'm like, I got $1. I'll give, like...
It's fucking pathetic, man. The short steps, the denim backpack that's
dirty.
a size too small. Yeah,
It's also the
bad.
plot of the music video for Poison's Fallen Angel right here. And the sign at Joe's Deli says corned beef with egg soup. I don't know what egg soup is.
I mean, if they got the sign out front, though, you kind of got to order it, you know?
That's what they're known for.
This is also a very food-centric movie. I don't know if, like, maybe because I've seen this like 10 times, you guys probably didn't notice it, but up to the swim meet scene that we kind of blew past, like, every scene is Charles Bronson eating or getting food. You have the scene in the car where him and Perry Lopez are eating. He eats hot dogs at the game. He brings sandwiches to a priest. He feeds a guy a watch. And then he's back at Joe's Deli.
Mm-hmm.
Very food-centric.
He's waiting like he's actually, like, he just ordered food. I think he thought he was actually going to eat. He's just, like, sitting there like, when's it going to get here?
Well, that's how you get the best takes. You know, you don't tell them that everybody's squibbed up.
He genuinely looks so calm. Sitting in that chair with that paper cup of water, kind of a slight tilt
He's in
back.
his element.
Yeah, I think he's just, I doubt he knew he was being filmed there. I think he just found an open chair and sat down in between shots.
You're just walking by. Oh,
Yeah.
egg soup.
I mean, he is 68 at this time, so.
With like a 14-year-old daughter.
That's when Bones is like, he remembers he had a daughter. I'm like, he might have forgot, actually.
Oh yeah. Shit.
Duke and his goon decide to shoot the place up.
I was supposed to be retired 3 years ago.
They take out a bunch of diners and waiters, but not Bronson or his partner. Next morning, the police chief is all, what the hell's happening here? He says, God damn it, speak up. Bronson says, it's that pimp Duke. I torched his car and made him eat a $25,000 watch. We got beef with each other.
This bag of shit is running little girls. Babies.
We cut over to Hada at dinner. He's getting a little too handsy with his hostess. He's drunk as shit yet again. He decides
Telling me that Albrecht from The Crow got suspended just for looking into a murder case from a year ago. This guy makes a dude eat a watch and he doesn't get suspended? Jeez.
Well, it's the difference between the LAPD and the Detroit Police Department, I guess.
I guess if there's no complaint, you know, if Duke never says this guy made me eat my own watch.
Why would Duke talk to the cops?
That's what
Besides
I'm
Bronson,
saying.
his best friend, actually, who they meet up all the time. And go
That's
to
what I'm
Lakers
saying,
games
though. I
and
mean,
shit.
Duke's not saying anything, so. Hot as at dinner. He's drunk as shit. He decides to leave at some point. He's going to take the bus home. Wouldn't you know it, Bronson's daughter is standing on this bus. She starts clocking Hada's little like lapel button. This guy, he's all drunk and horned up. Guys, he decides to turn this into a groper bus. Reaches up under this girl's skirt. She instantly freaks out and starts screaming. He makes a quick exit. Her and her friends ask her what happened. She says,
some Oriental guy touched my holy of holies.
Thank you.
And so begins this actress not understanding tone and just taking a page out of fucking Bronson's, like, just no subtlety to the line. Just read the fucking line. The rest of her performance is just, whatever. I'm in a movie. Isn't this great?
Yeah, she's weird. I didn't look up like anything about her or how old she was, but it's like it alternates between like she seems way older than 14 or like a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So everybody's freaking out about this incident. Hada tries to walk down the street, but instantly gets mugged and knocked out. We cut to Rita, who is Bronson's daughter, at the police station giving her statement.
Well, this is, and then also while he runs off, there's like a, angry villager that's like, was it this fucking guy? And they just like a bunch of, like a race riot basically starts because any Asian person who happened to be there just starts getting belted by a biker looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone just keeps saying it was some Oriental guy, and they're like, this Oriental guy? This Oriental guy? It's like very, very weird.
Rita's given her statement at the police station. She knows it was a businessman and remembers that he had a lapel pin, but no other details.
All right. The Asian detective that is in the room during this statement, best guy in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wish he was the fucking partner, or wish he came in to work the case or something, or Bronson was like, what's going on in the Asian community or something? Because this guy is like level-headed, is obviously worked around a shit ton of racism in his department, acknowledges it, but is still there for the job. It is so overshadowed by how poor the line reading is. It's just going to seem so sexist. It's not meant, but like the girl's fucking awful in this scene. And then the cop is just like, how many Asian businessmen are there? Like just so like nonchalant. This movie would instantly be better if it was like a two-hander where it was like loose cannon racist Bronson and level-headed Asian American detective trying to like balance this incorporation of Japanese society into Los Angeles. Much better movie than the fucking end result. Sorry.
Yeah, and also like I can't remember who says it, but I think it's the beat cop lady that's in this scene. She's like, how many Japanese businessmen are in Los Angeles? And he's like, according to the LA Times, about 25,000. And it's just like, I don't know, like a very like pregnant, like there should be like a music drop there. Like it's supposed to be super scary that there's like, oh, Japanese people are taking over LA and this is a problem. And Crow is right, actually, to rape people with dildos because Asians all over the place.
I'm glad you brought up the music because that's another awful part of this movie.
I disagree. I think it's great.
While I was rewatching this before I started taking my notes, so I did just a straight rewatch, I did look up Kinjite Forbidden Subjects vinyl, and I don't think it exists.
Well, yeah, because he wrote about 30 seconds of music.
Yeah. But there's some good, like, I mean, it's got a very, late 80s, low budget kind of action, but I thought the music in like a lot of parts was working pretty good.
Fuck, man. It sounds like a late 80s Michael Keaton comedy. Like it is not remote.
The part when they kick in that door at the beginning, I thought that was pretty strong. I mean,
yeah, it's like Unsolved Mysteries with like a shit ton of slap bass.
All right, guys. Bronson and his partner, they're cruising along.
What's the deal with UFOs?
They see a bunch of Asian people attending a party. Bronson gets out.
That's a thinker.
Starts making, it could also be, what's the deal with UFOs?
Yeah, I didn't want to give it away too much, but.
Bronson starts making a big
You ever
scene.
noticed how white guys grope like this and Asian guys grope like that?
He says, you people, you think you run this goddamn town.
You ever jam a dildo into a guy's ass and he doesn't tell you what you want to hear? Don't you hate that, ladies?
There's 25,000 Japanese businessmen in LA. Have you heard about this? Have you read about this?
He says, your cars are obstructing the thoroughfare, and you are obstructing me.
Fucking
gentlemen,
obstructing me. Oh, sorry.
I've been obstructing your bladders. It's time for a pee break.
Chris, I wish we worked for Mad TV 20 years ago. I would have loved to have written the Charles Bronson stand-up special.
Type 15.
Yeah. You've seen him murder in the streets. Now see him murder in the clubs. You know when you get the loose fries at the bottom of the bag? Those are community fries, right?
2 Oriental guys get on a bus.
You, sir, what do you do for work? You two, are you together? No? Just friends? She's not giving up the pussy?
The
Poon
poon.
Why won't you give up the poon pie? Brings you out, gets all nice. Any poon pie in the audience want to come sit next to this gentleman?
He takes you to the safest comedy club in the city.
You guys ready to go?
Oh no, it's the giggler.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, sorry, Carl. Go ahead.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Dildo Chat. We are ready to continue the plot of Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects. Here we go.
Don't tread on me, man.
Yeah.
Zach, do you have a flag that says that with like a dildo?
It's just a dildo cut into 13 different parts.
I think. Oh shit, that was a double-ended one.
Just trying to think of, because you could do like I took the Hippocratic Oath, but it's just like a snake wrapped around a dildo or whatever that.
It's 2 dildos wrapped around a staff.
Caduceus. An Ouroboros of a dildo eating itself.
Oh, I will do harm.
All right, guys, we're back in the movie. Duke spots Hotta's daughter at a park and starts following her. He eventually kidnaps this girl.
So you guys are from the middle of the country, more or less. I'm sure you've been to the coasts, LA, New York City, what have you.
Shockingly, no.
I've been to San Diego, and I've been to the other coast, but it's been like North Carolina. It's not been upper.
So you don't have that experience of like being on a New York City bus or subway and just like seeing middle school aged kids and just being like, wow, this experience is so foreign to me, of like a child in the big city. Like this seems weird. I don't think that you get recess at a public park in LA, but I don't know, it's just weird to me.
They don't have like dedicated school buses?
Apparently not.
I would think they do. I mean,
parochial school buses.
Yeah. When we went to Chicago one time, I was a little weirded out by the diversity on the L. Like I was shocked that there
Real
it
Bronson reaction right there. Weirded out by diversity.
I'm sympathetic to the communities, but no, it was just shocking to see like what seemed like 8 or 9-year-old kids unchaperoned hanging out, whether or not they were going to school or not. But now I would be terrified to go to New York or LA. Quite honestly, I'm too bumpkin.
I mean, I guess that there is that aspect of it of like, how are these kids just moving around unchaperoned? But I mean, growing up where we grew up, it was like my 13-year-old friend got a gun, and I guess I'll go walk into the woods with him and shoot at cans.
Yeah.
Like there were a lot of events where things could have gone horribly off the rails, you know?
Yeah, but this movie's asking you to believe that a Japanese school allows these kids to go into the park unsupervised. Like, you would think it would be even more strict than an American school in a way, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. They go to school for 6 days a week.
Yeah. Let's see. Cut over. Police chief is giving Bronson and his partner the rundown.
Some of them even got killed by a fucking toy that crawls around.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
As a different country, I think.
They
Right?
do in this.
They were in
They do-
Japan.
They were? Okay.
Yeah.
They do in this movie.
I don't know why I thought that was Korea. Sorry, Kron.
Mention cram courses. And
I
was
look
like,
bad in that.
oh, I know what those are now based on Toyd.
Yeah, I had the same thought. I was like, oh shit, that's like the Toyd one.
Check it out on Dead Formats.
Police
Toyd
chief-
is a better movie than Kinjite Forbidden Subjects.
Come
No,
on, man.
no.
Don't
Damn,
be like that.
I'm gonna have to knock him down to a 1. I've already knocked it down like twice.
Police chief has given Bronson and his partner the rundown. He's like, hey, this Asian student from a wealthy-ish family has been reported missing from a private school. I want you two to check it out. Bronson is like, can't you get someone who's more sensitive to the Asian community than me? His boss just choosing
The
the fuck out for
LAPD,
this.
unlikely.
Yeah.
This is one of the scenes, there's a couple of them where it gets close to like saying something
Mm-hmm.
because everyone is diminishing like the fact that his daughter was sexually assaulted on a bus.
Unfathomable. Like, you can't process it.
Yeah, in 2026, no, it's like clearly a crime was committed, but everyone in the movie's like, well, she didn't get raped, so nothing happened. Why are you complaining?
There is, I mean, I don't know if I got it in my notes, but there is a scene where he talks to his priest buddy, and even that guy is like, it's not that bad, man. Like,
But yeah, that's the other scene where I'm like, maybe not that one, but another time when he's talking to the priest where it gets close to something and he's like, why do you have such a strong reaction to this? Are you like, you're reacting more like a husband protecting his wife than his daughter? Like, is there, there's maybe some feelings you need to unpack here, and they just blow right past it.
mm-hmm.
It gets right up to the edge of like, maybe this isn't the right way to be, but they're like, yeah, no, dildo rape. It's the only way to deal with this.
This fucking sucks. Also, listen, his regular cop buddy should have been killed or injured in the drive-by at the corned beef diner. And then when this girl goes missing, you should team him up with other cool Asian American cop. Instantly a better movie.
Yeah, Brandon Lee.
Oh, fuck yeah. Although he's probably like 16, 17.
Still, he's got the
Good.
charisma.
Could have played the rookie, dude.
Yeah, he could have some buddy cop energy, like in a Big Showdown in Little Tokyo or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Tell Bronson he's got the biggest dick he's ever seen on a man.
I've been trying to get Dan to
Spoil
watch it. Yeah. One of the greatest line reads of all time.
We cut over to Bronson and his partner meeting Hada at the school. This is all intercut with some really terrible stuff happening at Duke's apartment that I'm not going to say anything more about.
Is one of them dead? Is that
One
one
of
chick
who?
dead?
The
One of the
chicks at
girls.
At Duke's apartment?
Is this the music video?
No,
they're
that's
filming?
No,
Or
that's later.
It was okay. I'm jumping ahead. Sorry.
All right. Bronson has been tipped off. They have a lead. They rush over to this hotel. Bronson runs in and starts beating the shit out of everybody here. But it turns out it's not Hada's daughter.
I think he uses the same, like, we heard some screaming.
Yeah, I think that's that's how we get into places.
I've been doing it all week.
Mm-hmm.
I heard some screaming. I feared for my life. I unholstered my dildo.
It was only once the perpetrator made a positive forward motion towards me that I drew my dildo.
Perpetrator
I stood
was
my ground.
Perpetrator was reaching for something under his shirt that looked like it could possibly be a dildo. It turned out to be a ham sandwich, but
In 17 years on the job, I've never prematurely fired my dildo.
That's another thing, is that at some point his partner's like, I plan on retiring at 20. And it's like, when did you guys join the force?
This is their second career, man.
What was their first career?
Prison guard.
Well, Bronson was a mechanic.
And a boxer.
and vigilante.
That's Hard Times, right?
And an architect.
Crine, you seen Hard Time?
I've not seen that one.
It's fucking good.
He was
and a cowboy.
harmonica playing cowboy.
And a sculptor at a wax museum. And a cop like several times before this.
Hada decides to go out and look for his daughter himself. Him and his buddy come across this guy advertising a nudie film.
Is it Emmanuel 4?
That's what's on the marquee.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to read it and I couldn't. I tried twice to pause and it wouldn't do it. Fuck it.
Couldn't get your hand free.
It's like, is it 2 or 4?
He lives in a rough neighborhood, dude. He's got a dildo pointed at both doors.
Yeah.
I got a sawed off dildo.
It's got a little trap that, like, if someone climbs through your window, it's just a dildo spring loaded. Just leaves 2 teeth in the dildo.
I'm running dildos through boards.
Yep. And you know that's work, dude. Hada beats the shit out of this guy.
Can you imagine Marv stepping on just a dildo and he gets through that window?
Kevin McAllister's got him hooked up to the electric wires and shit.
Most brutal
dildo.
scene, like Home Alone 2, you throw a dildo off a 3-story building and hit
Yeah.
Marv right between the eyes.
You think you're just grabbing 2 normal dildos, dude, and then you get lit up like a Christmas tree.
That fucking steaming hot dildo instead of a doorknob.
All right. Well, all this is going on. Bronson's
Melted on my hand.
Bronson starts talking to a runaway who used to work for Duke. She eventually tells him Duke gets all of his suits tailored at Rosario's.
Is this the girl at the beginning? Dildo guy?
Yeah.
Is that girl? Okay.
Nicole Eggert from Baywatch.
She had a career.
Even later that night, Bronson and his partner are staking out Rosario's. They see Duke leaving and decide to follow him to his penthouse. They go in, start talking to the front desk security guard. This guy's giving them the runaround until Bronson throws a statue through the glass booth around him.
Listen, shitface. We're not fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you haven't seen a lot of Charles Bronson movies, you can't appreciate how awesome it is to hear him being super blue and coarse with his language, because he doesn't curse in other movies. This one we get bag of shit, shit face, you're fucking obstructing me. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Baby
also,
poo-poo.
Doo-doo.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this guy, Robert Axelrod, is kind of a canon regular for a few years. He played a bartender in Death Wish 4. He also plays a guy at the front desk of a hotel in Murphy's Law. So if you need a guy to talk to Charles Bronson across a desk for a 4-year period, Robert Axelrod, he's your guy.
I wonder if Bronson ever recognized him from movie to movie.
Robert Axelrod was in a movie 2 years later called Fart the Movie.
Whoa. We gotta watch Fart the Movie, dude.
We do not.
This guy lets him know where Duke is. They start heading up, but this guy also calls up to Duke's place, and he's like, the cops are coming. You gotta get out. Duke starts loading up a bunch of cash and all of his ladies, but Hotta's daughter, refuses to come out of her room.
Resulting in probably my favorite line read of the movie, where Levon's trying to get her out and he says, "Open the door, bitch."
Duke's main goon, Levon, he starts giving Bronson a bunch of lip. Bronson says, "Fuck this, let's throw him off the balcony." Him and his partner, they're hanging this guy out of the fucking window. They decide to lower him, and they just fucking drop the dude.
He slips out of his shoes, though, right?
I guess that's the risk you run if you start holding a guy by his loafers, you know? Let's see.
His partner's even like, "What do we do with the boots?"
He's
fucking throw him down there, man.
Yeah, I would have thrown him in the pool.
Yeah, that bothered me. They set him down on the balcony. It's God, you guys aren't even fucking trying.
Mm-mm. They go back into the hotel. They turn a
Burke,
corner.
add this to your dummy annihilation letterbox list for the dummy falling into the pool.
And they find, guys, Hotta's daughter. She's right there. Sometime in the future, Hotta and his wife bring Bronson a bunch of gifts. They want to thank him for finding their daughter. But wouldn't you know it, Bronson's daughter, she starts clocking this guy. He looks kind of familiar. Hotta goes to hand her a gift, and he knows, and she knows, and we know that he knows that she knows.
Nothing's ever said about it in the movie, though.
No, it's kind of the whole driving element to a lot of the film that just kind of fizzles out at some point.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things Bones has said, I agree with. I think the weak point of this is the writing. If I were to rewrite this, maybe this happens earlier and Bronson becomes aware that this is the guy that groped his daughter, but he has to begrudgingly help him save his daughter to have some sort of tension.
Yeah.
And it's canon, though, so there's no telling what the original script is and how much it changed between budget and Bronson. Like, the end of this doesn't fit this movie. It feels like, well, it has to become this because Bronson is in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hottest Daughter also wrote a poem for Bronson.
Oh, you're going to have to read this to me.
Also, he is dressed like a World War II sailor in this fucking denim getup. It looks like he's hanging off the side of a destroyer washing a boat. Like,
mm-hmm.
I had to scrub the barnacles.
Small boat beyond
Swab
horizon.
the doo-doo deck.
Big boat in harbor.
man, the 50 cal dildos.
Which course is true? Back at Hottest house, his daughter shoots up a lethal dose of heroin. Kills herself. Bronson and his
I guess
partner,
that's what she gets for...
Yeah,
what,
for,
like, what?
for like all the terrible shit that happened to her.
Where'd she get this smack at?
Well, I would imagine Duke was supplying drugs to, keep all this scheme working.
How did she get it to her house, though? Like, I don't know. It just seemed weird to me. I'm like, wouldn't they have, like, checked all her shit? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. 89 parents. It's different times.
Mm-hmm.
In my day, we drank out of the spigot on the side of the house and did pharmaceutical grade heroin out of a carved wooden box.
I think when I was watching this, I was like, cowboys fucked up opium for everybody. Like, you could potentially recreationally use opium if it wasn't for that entire group of people.
Like the cowboys from Tombstone?
Yeah,
like Curly Bill Brocious?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's good heroin addicts out there that are perfectly responsible these days. Like, don't tread on them.
I turned my life around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at Bones.
There's tons of, fucking Wall Street dildos that do heroin every night and probably show up to work.
I think they're more like the cocaine crowd.
Nah.
Well, the heroin's to go to sleep after doing coke all day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been busy for him, up and down, up and down. Yeah.
Bronson and his partner start going over the note. Small boat beyond horizon is her. Big boat might be where Duke is hiding.
I think
These guys are piecing it all together.
Much like
not
Bones
a fucking
said,
boat.
with the diner scene, I think this is just a candid shot of Bronson reasoning out the meaning behind poetry.
These two drive out to, they're basically able to piece together, like, there's Big Boat, and then there was like another name on a note that they found in
Tampico.
Tampico, on a note in that goon's pocket. They realize the big boat is named Tampico. Let's call the harbor and see if there are any boats there. Sure enough, our next scene is them driving out to investigate a boat. We see Duke on the... Oh, this is where I have it. On the Tampico. He grabs some binoculars and clocks Bronson. Duke and his crew, they load up in a car. We kind of get a standoff here. Like Bronson and his partner, they're blocking the only way out. So Duke's car, they're just sitting there looking at each other. Suddenly a giant crane comes down and grabs Bronson's car.
Oh, so this is after the partner says, let's take him. And Bronson says no. And then they get in their car and they just wait. And then he's like, all right, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
What?
He just wanted it to be his idea.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Sometimes you just need an extra few seconds to feel the balls of your dildo and make sure it's exactly where you think it is.
He held on a little bit because he thought he heard maybe some heavy machinery coming at them, but decided maybe, nah, we're good.
This giant crane does come down, grabs Bronson's car, instantly kills his partner.
But also, let's go. Like, it's now's go time means just turn a flashlight on.
He's 68.
The claw.
And he knows where his dildo and his backup dildo are.
Goodbye, my friends.
Watch out for that claw.
You are a toy.
The seal is for marksmanship.
To infinity or whatever.
That laser's not real.
Crane pulls up the car very high and drops it. Bronson is able to crawl out. He's on top of the crane. He shoots Duke's driver. So
what's up with this stringy dog?
So his car just kind of veers off and crashes. Duke pulls this driver out.
Also, like, Duke, Levon was thrown off a balcony and Duke just immediately replaces him with like another black guy with a dangling earring. To no fanfare. They just...
I mean, he probably tells him, like, I got a guy waiting in the wings, you know? You better keep at the top of your game.
He certainly has a type.
Mm-hmm. Duke pulls the goon out, starts driving himself. Bronson, in an act of heroic insanity, shoots the crane operator, which just leaves him spinning around in the air. Eventually, it kind of like comes across the higher up dock, I guess, and he jumps off. There's a full-blown shootout here. Duke's driving around trying to find Bronson. All of his goons are out and about chasing Bronson around.
I think they cut out the part where he stripped down to his underwear and he started to swing on it.
Mm-hmm. Bronson does some quick thinking, shoots a trail of gasoline and blows up like 95% of Duke's goons.
That's a 360.
All right, it's full-blown chaos now. Crane keeps spinning around, wrecking everything in sight. Duke spots Bronson. He starts driving right at him. Bronson has timed this all perfectly, though. Just as Duke advances, the crane spins around, hits Duke's car, and sends him into the harbor. Duke surfaces and starts screaming, "I can't swim." Bronson is left on the dock, trying to decide if he's going to get him out of the water or not.
This is the tragedy of the film, is that they did not show us Charles Bronson jumping into the ocean and rescuing Duke.
Well, he probably wanted to take that suit with him when the movie wrapped, so he wasn't going to fuck up a nice gabardine.
Here, Duke. No, smell my finger.
See this suit? Kept it from Kinjite.
Mm-hmm.
During the whole shooting, never once touched my per diem.
You think he was buried in the Kinjite suit?
We cut to the future. Bronson is walking with Duke into a prison. Bronson says, "You know what? I considered letting you drown that night, but I didn't think justice would be served." Duke's like, "What are you talking about?" The guards walk him down to a cell. All these prisoners are like, "Ooh, fresh meat coming in." They
Danny
take
Trejo.
Mm-hmm.
2 movies this category.
They take Duke to a cell with the biggest and most sexually excited prisoner, and they load him in. Bronson turns around and says, "That's justice," and walks away. And guys, we roll credits on Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects, 1989. The last film directed by J. Lee Thompson.
Did you guys watch after the credits?
No.
There's another scene in there after the credits, and it turns out that in prison, Duke running a 4-minute mile, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah, almost makes the Olympic team.
The Jericho mile.
The Jarek. Oh,
Oh, my asshole.
oh.
Yeah, so the funny thing about this dude that plays Duke is the only other movie I've seen him in that I can pick him out.
Crocodile Dundee too.
No, the Van Damme
That's
movie.
it.
In Hell, he plays the prison bitch. So
He's still in jail.
I like to think of this as a secret. In Hell as a secret sequel to Kinjite.
Dan, hit me with all that Kinjite research.
Hey, this was released on the 3rd of February in 1989. It had a budget of $5 million and a box office of just over $3.4 million. At the cinema that much, you could catch The Fly 2.
Whoa. Oh,
Fuck yeah.
You could catch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And you could also catch The Burbs. This was the last movie Charles Bronson made for Canon. We did discuss that he was 68. And there's some other shit on there too, but it's just like, oh, this guy, he was in this movie, and this movie, and this movie. That's all I got.
I probably already said that with my Robert Axelrod tangent.
Chris gave us a lot more than what I had, so works out. Rate my box.
Take me up inside.
All right.
2.8 Letterboxd user average rating.
mm-hmm.
Dan, Chris, you both locked Kron in at a 3.0. I locked him in at a 2.5. Chris, I'm going to give you a 2.5. Dan, I'm going to give you a 2.0.
Bones. I'm going to do a 2.0. Chris, I'm going to do a 3.0.
I'm going 2.0 for Bones and 2.5 for Dan.
Yeah, that sounds right. 2.5 for Dan, 2.0 for Bones. Chris, I'm saying 3.0.
Guys, this is a bad movie. The only reason to watch this is if you are a Bronson completionist. I would say watch this not towards the end of that run. Watch this in the middle, because you need to be able to wash the fecal matter off of your hands before you continue on to much better Bronson fare. I don't think the Bronson isms that you get in this movie are enough to counteract the terrible writing, terrible acting, ridiculous editing, stale direction, terrible music. And that's not looking through a 2026 lens of ridiculous cultural insensitivity and the handling of SA in a deplorable manner. I had fun on this episode, but man, watching this again this week, 1.5 for Bones.
Wow.
Hey, Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects, 1989, J. Lee Thompson. I think I've always heard about this movie. I did check it out for the first time last year. I think it's fun enough. I think it needs a little bit more action, to be honest. I do agree a lot with Bones' changes, like we could do this and this and this to make it a little better. I do feel there's the weird things with the two daughters was supposed to be something more. I've always got that feeling. Yeah, there's some good stuff. Dialogue wise in this. The watch, of course, is the famous thing, and I think the dildoing is funnier though. But yeah, it's a 2.0. I mean, there's a lot of holes in this plot, so I don't know. To me, yeah, he could have took in Duke like 90 times. They're fucking at LA Kings games together, hanging out. Seems like 2.0 for Laundry Dan.
Yeah. I think the main problem with this is just the writing, and it's more from a structural standpoint. It's the whole finale of him pursuing Duke is kind of like, well, I mean, the stakes have already been, there's none left because you made this girl kill herself for some reason. I do feel like you could rearrange a lot of it and make it be better, but I don't know. It still has that unhinged J. Lee Thompson quality that I do appreciate. And I think having seen so many Charles Bronson films, it's like, yeah, this one is grittier, makes you feel grosser than some of the other ones. But on the other hand, it's like the bad guys are unquestionably bad guys. So I do appreciate that. Like, they're guys that are sex trafficking like little girls. I'm fine with them being killed. Whereas, you know, you look at like any of the Death Wish movies, it's like you could argue those people are victims of circumstance and like low socioeconomic opportunities. You don't really need to just randomly shoot people because they do drugs or whatever. So I do appreciate that, you know, the antagonists are unquestionably bad people in this for once, instead of the normal Charles Bronson where it's like, yeah, you have to be coming at it with a certain point of view to agree with him killing the people in his movies that he usually kills. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's just very flawed. And like I said, most of that is just from the writing. And I would say that what Bones said about maybe changing up the watch order, I say maybe still watch it in chronological order, because the next starring vehicle for Bronson after this was Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus. And then shortly thereafter, the Family of Cops trilogy, which those are all just wholesome good times. So they might make for a decent palate cleanser after watching Kinjite. that being said, like, it's far from the high points of either Jay Lee or Charles's careers, so I think it's a 2.5.
All right, guys, all fair assessments of Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects. I will say, I mean, I know this is the movie we're covering, so what you said is completely fair, but you could pick a lot of canon movies and say the writing should have been better, this storyline would have worked better, if they had polished up the general acting and directing, it would have been a better film. That's 95% of Canon's output. They were rushed movies that they were just cranking them out as fast as possible. I will say on this, like, every time I think of Kinjite, the things that I remember are like the kind of fun, I mean, it's not fun, it's like dark stuff, but fun in terms of like how Bronson delivers lines and what he's doing. Like, I remember those elements of it. So even on this rewatch for this movie, when you get to like the very depressing stuff with Hada's daughter, I was like, fuck, this is a bummer. Like, this movie is depressing. But it also almost reaches this level of like after school film special of like, is your child in danger of being kidnapped and becoming a heroin addict and forced to do illegal sex acts? It's like, it is so heightened at a sense that it becomes ridiculous in a way. So there is, when I watch this, there's this real push and pull of like, I find this movie somewhat reprehensible while also liking a lot of what Bronson is bringing to the movie. And I think that speaks a lot to just like, the guy was weird, but he was also unique. And he brought a lot to the movies he was in. I'm not going to sit here and argue that Kinjite is like some forgotten masterpiece. It is at best a middling Bronson movie. But I don't know, man. I do kind of like how crazy this is. Chris was kind of saying like, you didn't get a lot of Bronson stuff where he was like swearing and really pushing the envelope like this. And I liked that he dipped into that for this film. I think this movie is worth a watch. I think ultimately I would probably be a 2.5 on Kinjite. It has some fun, but it's surrounded by this kind of dark shit that bogs it down. So 2.5.
Yeah, I think that's something about a lot of Charles Bronson's filmography is that I feel like people younger than us would just flat out refuse to watch, movies with problematic themes or messages. And that's something that his movies make you confront a lot of times. Like, and I think that is useful to watch things that you may not necessarily agree with. And I think, cops shouldn't be just going around murdering people that they disagree with. But I don't know. There's something challenging about watching something like a Death Wish or a Kinjite and being introspective about it and thinking about like, where do I fall on this spectrum of like, when is enough? Like, I don't know. Like, does that make any sense? I don't feel like we should always just be watching art that we agree with and that makes us feel good about ourselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, I said kind of on the lead up to the last episode that one time when I talked to Bones about this movie, he called it like too fascist for him to enjoy. And I mean, I would agree with a lot of that, but to me, I mean, people that have like really far right leaning ideas, like I would at least rather they make art like this than, like pollute social media with a bunch of bullshit.
The world
24/7.
enslaved by a virus.
Yeah, but to me, it's like this is at least more of a like a version of that I'm okay with consuming, because it has dark right-winged ideas, but it is also ridiculous to a certain extent. So I guess I would just, I don't know. Like, I am okay with those ideas existing in media that I consume. I just, when it becomes like the 24/7 news cycle, that's when it becomes a problem to me,
Yeah.
Dan, I have a lot to say, so I wanted to, do you have any response or rebuttal before I meander?
Who was the kid that shot the protesters? Kyle
Rittenhouse.
Yeah, you think he's seen any Charles Bronson?
No,
I don't
No.
see. I don't know,
watch
man. Like, I
movies,
don't
they watch
think so.
TikToks. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I was gonna say. He should, but
All right, I got a few rebuttals. Chris, I know we're on the clock, so tell me to shut up at any point. I think there's a difference between intention and there is. There's a difference between intention and then the execution. Kron, to your point, and then with your point as far as like Chris with Bronson stepping out and talking about social issues weirdly in a lot of his movies. I do appreciate that. And I appreciate every once in a while getting out of my comfort zone and watching a movie that makes me uncomfortable. But I feel as though there's a responsibility with a filmmaker. If you're asking your audience to go to that dark place, you have a responsibility to handle it with some sort of care. And if you do not, then you get in the camp of it being exploitive. And this feels like on the page, it was probably trying to discuss some serious topics, but it is executed so poorly that I don't see a social message in it. I just see it as exploitive. The first Death Wish movie is fucking dark. It asks you to put yourself in this liberal guy's shoes and then snaps and you follow him to a really dark place. Everything after that, all the sequels just become fun for the sake of fun. And in those, I would argue, yes, you should not just shoot a purse thief in the back on the street. And I agree with you. This movie says these guys are
giggler, man.
Real fucking bad. These are the worst of the worst in terms of Bronson level villains. But yet he is not going near as extreme with the response to them as he is in Death Wish. So I feel like Death Wish is the subsequent sequels. I know I'm in a fantasy world where this one is you're in the real world, but everything's fucking confusing because they're terrible police officers. But the fucked up shit that they do beyond the law doesn't ever execute any sort of justice until the end of the movie. So I often think about that whenever I'm watching a movie and I'm having a negative response to it is, do I not like this because it's making me uncomfortable, or do I not like this because I think it's just done poorly? Like, Schindler's List is a fucking atrocious subject, but it's executed in a way where this is a piece of art and I can appreciate it, and I'm a better person for having experienced this. This to me is just, it's a, I don't know. I go in thinking I'm getting Taco Bell and I come out with food poisoning in the middle of the meal. Like, I'm not even done with the burrito and I'm already shitting myself.
That's what you get for going to Taco Bell.
I eat enough fiber. I don't have that problem. What I'm saying is, like, I can watch a Death Wish movie and know that this is stupid, and yes, it's fascist, but it's fun. This is just fascist and gross. And the final point, Kron, I understand the canon aspect of it. It's like you can't compare this or be like negative as a canon movie to the rest of their catalog. But my rating is against all movies we cover.
Sure.
And so, you know, I give Pinocchio's Revenge a 2 or a 2.5. I'm like, this fucking punching up. Like, this should be coming in as a 3. Easy. It's Bronson, it's J. Lee Thompson, it's canon. And none of it works. None of it's enough to bring it up. That's just the bummer of it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the lack of care towards any of the subject matter is actually what makes me find these canon movies more acceptable than, like, I don't know, whatever right-wing movie. Like, what was the one that came out? Sound of Freedom. Like, that's basically like the super right-wing version of this, about some guy saving people from sex trafficking. But the fact that they don't show any true care to it in this movie lets me know that this wasn't written as like a right-wing fascist screed. It's just, it was possibly written by right-wing fascists and their feelings just bled through, but it's not propaganda. I don't feel like they're trying to sway me to their point of view. I feel like the people that made and wrote this are just so dumb that they can't help from letting their true feelings bleed through. And in a way that to me is like less insidious and less offensive than a movie that sets out to like convince you that, oh, the only way to deal with crime is to kill people.
I agree with you. And I think that was part of what Kron was trying to mention earlier. Like, do this sort of fascist right-wing shit. Fucking brawl on cell block, like, sort of shit.
Yeah. As Craig Zoller's oeuvre.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I mean, would this be a bad analogy? Anthony Jeselnik, the guy will joke about fucking anything, has no reverence, doesn't pussyfoot around anything. Whereas you might have a Christian comedian who would not make jokes about religion, but will make jokes about LGBT shit. Mm-hmm. That guy is a piece of shit. Like, you will, if you're not willing to joke about yourself in a way, like you have reverence for this little special thing, but you dick around with other stuff, that's hypocritical. I sort of feel like these movies are in no way, aside from just like, you're only going to die if you're a pussy. Like, I'm sort of fine with that. Everything else is just like, yeah, we'll talk about SA. Who cares? Fuck it. Who gives a shit about other cultures? Fuck it. You know, I can buy into that.
Are you guys done rubbing your dildos together? Come on.
All right, dudes. Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects, would have an average score from the four of us of 2.13. This would end up at number 171 on the big list. This would currently be right below Friday the 13th, Jason Goes to Hell at number 170, and Grand Piano at number 172.
Rarefied air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a...
I'd rather go to the opera.
Well, Kron, thank you for finalizing our final category with your J. Lee Thompson pick. Chris, thank you for being here. Glad we got you in before the end of the show. It is the end of the category. I do think it is pertinent. Chris, I don't know if you know what the previous movies are, but we got to fuck, marry, kill Inferno, a.k.a. Desert Heat, The Crow, and Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects. Dan, what do you got?
Oh, I'm going to kill Kinjite. I'm marrying The Crow. And I'm fucking with that Inferno.
Kron, are you different?
Yeah, I think I mean, look, I know you guys love The Crow, and I feel like a lot of people love The Crow. And The Crow is probably a better movie than the other two movies. But there's so much love for it that exists out there. I'm going to fuck Kinjite. I'm going to marry Inferno, and I'm going to kill The Crow. There are enough Crow fans that exist. It's a known thing. I truly believe the other two movies are worth watching. So that's why I'm going with that order.
Right on.
I got to go fuck Kinjite, peg me Daddy Bronson, marry Inferno, Desert Heat, as I have seen it on DVD many years ago. Kill The Crow. That movie fucking sucks, and I'll just flat out say it. Everyone can eat a dick. The Crow is a terrible movie. But yeah.
Wow, it's going to be a rough cliffhanger.
Well, cliffhangers only exist when you continue something. This is the end.
Oh, yeah.
Bones, was your order the same as Dan's?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I mean, I had an absolute fucking blast with Inferno, but when it comes to that long-term relationship, of course, I'm going to take The Crow.
Fair.
Well, thanks for being here, Chris. I know you got to go. And, Boyz II Men saying it's so hard to say goodbye. But in this case, 5DR needs to die. So, one last time, for Kron Howard, Laundry Dan, I've been Bones. Crash and burn, Ron.
Oh, hey, crash and burn my cat Bean. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Bean. Crash and burn.
R.I.P. This bag of shit is running little girls. Babies.